Now, India's Group Captain Shubhanshu Shukla is currently in the International Space Station conducting experiments on various topics crucial for humanity. Today marks Shubhanshu's 13th day on board the ISS with his crew from the Axiom 4 mission. Shubhanshu Shukla, of course, has finished his tardigrade experiment early on in the mission, following which he's working on other experiments that the mission's commander Peggy Whitson is spearheading. What we know is Group Captain Shukla handled several plant-based experiments. He took images of sprouting seeds in petri dishes. These were placed in the -80-degree freezer. The experiment studies how microgravity affects early plant growth. Once back on Earth, seeds will be cultivated again. Scientists are aiming to analyze genetic shifts in nutrition. Shukla also worked with microalgae to test its uses. Researchers are studying algae's role in producing oxygen in food. They also explore its potential for biofuel production. These features make it ideal for long missions in space. Let's quickly take you through the details, of course, of these experiments that are being conducted by Shukla, in fact, in space. What is the current state of these experiments? What is the next phase entail? Let's quickly take you through those details. So clearly, of course, currently plant-based research is underway in space. Shubhanshu Shukla has handled several plant-based experiments so far while at the ISS. Also, experiment studies have focused on how microgravity affects early plant growth. That's something that these experiments have focused on so far. Also, he has documented 6 seed varieties for space farming. That's also something that Group Captain Shukla has been conducting while in space. If we also talk about the experiments which are happening on the eye, muscle, mental health research, then Voyager displays studies continue, of course, in space in those domains as well. Let's quickly slow it down, please, so I can complete the slide before we move on. Also, all crew are participating in the astro-mental health study as well. This is something that all the crew is partaking in. The crew is also testing neuromuscular stimulation methods. That's also something that is being tested by all the crew on board. Electrical pulses used to counter muscle loss in space. This is also something that is part of an experiment on these astronauts while they are on board the ISS. Meanwhile, telemetric health AI study is collecting biosensor and AI data as well. This is all something that is being recorded and, of course, will be studied in detail by, of course, agencies like NASA, ISRO and others. The crew is also using rad nano dosimeter to track radiation in real time. This is also something that is being tracked very, very closely by the crew on board that mission. Group Captain V.N. Jha is joining us live on the broadcast. Former Indian Air Force officer and also someone who, of course, is an expert in space matters. Group Captain Jha, what do you make of these experiments, the focus of them, which is being conducted by Group Captain Shukla and the others on board the ISS currently?
Oh, a very good afternoon to you. Actually, all these 7 experiments that India has carried on Axiom 4 are absolutely crucial. You know, this is the first time that I am seeing the type of involvement that needs any of the sponsoring agency, whether it is the IISc, Indian Institute of Science, or International Center for the Genetic Engineering and Biotechnology. They have all formulated all these experiments very, very meticulously. And I must tell you, there are a couple of things in the space which is totally different from what we have here on Earth. First thing is that microgravity. There is no gravity, so you don't have anything up or anything down. If the seed has to grow, if its root has to grow, there is no necessity that the root will be going down, because there is no upside down. Everything is upside down there. So it is altogether a different environment for the seeds to germinate. The development and growth of the bacteria, viruses, microalgae, or anything else could be slightly different from what is here on the Earth. We should remember that at Earth we have got 1 atmospheric pressure, and the same is there at the International Space Station also. What is different is that there is no gravity. What is also different is that they are in the space where the radiation coming from either the solar system or the extrasolar system, galactic system, galactic radiations, those are slightly high there up there in the sky. Secondly, there is a photo reaction to all plants and germinating things in which they are attracted towards the light or they go out of the light. Here on the International Space Station, there is no day and night pattern that we have here on the Earth. There is no 12 hours in the day or 12 hours night. There, day comes for about 45 minutes and then goes into the night when the satellite or the International Space Station, they go on the other side of the Earth opposite the sun. So this sort of day and night pattern there is different. Thirdly, there also, the environmental control system, what is there, is continuously replacing everything as per the given specifications. Say like carbon dioxide, we have 0.03% of the carbon dioxide here. It could be slightly more up there because there is a range margin in which carbon dioxide is monitored. So overall, all these things when any studies are happening, whether it is the agricultural science, whether it is the microbiological science, these environment are slightly different. But I'm glad this time Indian Institute of Science has developed two things. What you mentioned about the Voyager displays, that is something what would be telling us what sort of displays are crucial for the implementation into the craft. Secondly, the tardigrade that you have mentioned, even that is something in which the DNA of a particular species are likely to get affected. So these are slightly long-term projects which will be going on there. Even third one, the generation, they are trying to give some sort of food which is supposed to regenerate the muscles to avoid that muscle wasting. This is slightly doubtful because this type of study in various form has been going on for last about 3 decades. In various stages, in various space stations, it has been going on. What at the International Space Station they do is, they generate that gravity onto the body by strapping onto a treadmill system, and then they continue that walking onto the treadmill so that the muscle action is continuous there. So this is what 1.5 to 2 hours of everyday exercise is there. So to some extent they are trying to change, trying to reverse the wasting of the muscles. But of course, when we have sent some studies. This is, I think, sponsored by the Stem Cell Science Department and Regenerative Medicine. So this is all welcome, and I am very glad for one thing, that even sending these small level research to the space station, they have carried out very meticulously the planning of the project, that when they are exposed to the International Space Station environment, how will they behave, how will they act. And when Shukla had a word here with the ISRO, of course, ISRO will not be able to guide much onto these projects. The project directors or the project leaders who from those institutions have designed that project, they are the best person to guide him how to monitor the variables and the parameters. Anyway, now, since all those project leaders or the project directors cannot go to the space station, these astronauts or the mission specialists, they are the one who carry out all the experiments given to them. So it is up to them what all they monitor, and they do seek inputs from those project leaders or project directors as to what are the cautions which must be maintained when they monitor their parameters. So all welcome. This is all going on well. I think Shukla will be another few days there, and after that he will come back. Wish him all the best, and wish all these international institutions or Indian institutes very well for their well-designed projects that they have sent. It is a learner for the next missions to happen when Gaganyaan goes,
Yes.
or when we have our own Indian space station in the up.
All right, Group Captain, thank you very much for joining us with your perspective.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.